I think I have a hard time talking to people because as soon as the conversation starts with like, what do you do? What do you like to do? What are your goals?
Perfectly valid questions to ask an adult.
I have fun. I like to have fun. I want to have fun all the time, forever, like for the rest of my life. I'm just really extremely passionate about having fun all the time.
So basically, you want to live your life going from one cheap thrill to the other, not earning anything, not building anything, and basically refusing to grow up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Well, sweetie, if fun is the only thing you want in life, that's the only thing that men are gonna give you.
I call you never call me back. I thought we had something going.
No, chica, you don't understand. You have something. You have a good time. I'm through with you now. Get out of here. I'm through with you. Adios. Man, the chicas, they're for fun. I'd probably scar her heart for life. That's too bad.
Why are the men so ugly on Hinge?
She cryingly asks while looking into her phone camera and not noticing the irony.
You're one ugly mother.
Why are they're so ugly and weird and scary?
Sweetie, if you're only getting liked on Hinge by the men you consider to be ugly and weird, that's your level on the dating market.
Guess what? Get over it.
I do not have any straight cis men in my life.
Hey, I'm not surprised,
Yeah, we can tell.
I've talked about this openly before. The closest it would get is probably my non-binary sibling, and they're still not a man. Of course, I have to interact with men out in the wild, and that's as much as I can tolerate because it really is insufferable to me.
Pretty sure men feel the same about you.
You're a nasty person, I'll tell you.
As much as I share about men online, it's because I'm talking to women so that they can also realize the power of centering other women in their life. And know that oftentimes men are probably making their life worse rather than making it better.
Oh, absolutely, sweetie. Decenter men and center women. And then you're gonna need your car fixed. So you take it to the mechanic, who is a man. And he charges you an extra $200 for an oil change because he saw you bashing men on TikTok.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
See, at the end of the day, sweetie, no matter what you do or how tough you talk on TikTok, men will always win because we're indispensable.
We impose order on the chaos of organic evolution. You exist because we allow it.
I need advice from the girlies. Stat! I was supposed to go on a date tonight, but he hasn't responded to me in 4 days. So obviously, I assume I'm not going on a date tonight.
Bingo! Yahtzee!
My date was supposed to be at 7 p.m. Currently, it is 5:35 p.m. He just messages me saying, yep, still good for tonight. But, sorry, I haven't heard from you in the last, 4 days. So I was very much under the impression I was not going on this date tonight. And I don't want to because I don't want to set this precedent that you can leave me hanging and I'm just going to be available. But the problem is I am free tonight. So I could still go on this date. But I feel like
it doesn't matter how you feel.
I have a principal to meet now. So what do you think? Should I go on the date? Should I not go on the date? I don't think I should go on the date.
And I agree with you.
I think I should stick to it and say, no, you didn't respond to me, so there's no date. But do I offer him a chance to do another date?
Oh, wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
Sweetie, if you cancel on me an hour and a half before the date, I'm not offering another date. I'm blocking you.
Dismissed.
How
Dismissed!
I'm newly engaged, and as a man that wears an engagement band, I have some questions. Why don't straight men wear engagement bands?
Kinda makes me wonder why you'd care about what straight men do, but by all means, continue to cringe.
Because women are the property? Only women are supposed to have a nonverbal cue that they're off the market? It gets worse. Okay, so when men are single, they're Mr. And when women are single, they're Miss. But then when you get married, men are still Mr. and women become Mrs., which doesn't make sense when you see how it's written. But then when you look at it like this, it makes perfect freaking sense. It's all about possession.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Dude, when these abbreviations first showed up in the English language, MR was an abbreviation of master, and MRS was an abbreviation of mistress, as in the master and mistress of a household who were obviously married. Also, the title mistress with the abbreviation MRS was also used for unmarried women who are part of the aristocracy or the upper class, so seriously. Next time you want to cook up a bullshit narrative just to get some rage bait engagement from women, make sure it can't be debunked with simple grammar.
Pathetic.
Why am I meeting men in their 30s, pushing their 40s, and they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready for a relationship. I don't know for a girlfriend yet. What are you waiting for? Your girlfriend to be born?
No, they're waiting to get their playboy phase out of their system.
What?
See, just like a lot of you lovely ladies had a 304 phase in your 20s when you changed boyfriends like gym socks and didn't commit to any of them because your 20s are your prime years and you wanted to keep your options open for the bigger, better deal.
Just like a woman.
A lot of men have their playboy phase in their 30s after they're established financially and they've been hitting the gym for the last 10 years. And since men have a much longer biological clock than you lovely ladies, the men you're talking about are gonna commit when and if they want to. Not because they're 35 and their eggs are almost gone.
When I ask him to use my back door, and he asks if it's unlocked.
Yeah, because a lot of men don't like going in through the back door, myself included.
What?
Seriously, I've heard about some dudes who got into really crappy situations by going through the back door. Like, other than the obvious scenario when you go in and you come out covered in brown, I've heard about a guy who came out covered in brown and tomato peels, and I heard about another guy who came out with a tiny little worm on the tip of his back door opener.
Oh! Ew! Dude! What the fuck?
So, no thanks, sweetie. I'm sticking with the front door and the attic window.
The only men that are afraid of gold diggers are the ones that have no gold. I talk to a lot of men on the street. It's my job. It's always the guys that don't really have a lot of money that are talking about how bad gold diggers are.
That's because millionaires don't stop and talk to a random street interviewer about gold diggers. If you ever catch them on the street outside of their fancy cars, they just ignore you.
Yes, there are some women that are completely only interested in money, and they don't care if the man is old and ugly and boring because they just want to marry rich. But those rich men, they're fine with that. They don't care. They don't care if a woman's using them for their money. They're stoked. They're like, okay, I'll buy my wife. And they're fine with it.
Yeah, I didn't think I'd have to use this meme twice in a video, but...
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Sweetie, the vast majority of rich men have women sign prenups before they marry them, and some of them even have women sign cohabitation agreements without even marrying them, like John Cena did with Nikki Bella, and that's precisely because rich men want to protect their gold from the gold diggers.
You're goddamn right.
And this whole only men who have no gold are afraid of gold diggers crap that gold diggers on TikTok like to say is just a cheap shaming tactic meant to draw attention from the fact that a lot of you lovely ladies are so broke you can't even afford to pay attention, and the only way you'll ever have any gold is if you get it from a man.
And that's the bottom line, 'cause Stone Cold said so.